Welcome to another fan Q&A. This week we have actually a twofer for you. We have both Corey McEwen and his dad, the legendary, magnificent number 7, Doug McEwen. Gentlemen, welcome. Nice to have you. How are you both doing?
Yeah, good.
Good. Yeah, glad to be here.
Excellent. One thing I'd like to ask just before we jump into the fan submitted questions is how does your relationship as far as hockey work? How do you sort of interact with each other on a hockey level?
Well, pretty much I try not to interfere too much with his train of thoughts and whatnot, but if I see him, if I'm here, obviously, or I'm watching online, I try and help him out with small pointers here and there, just to keep his confidence up, and just the way he used to play and the way he can play. I just try and help him in that situations like that, and remind him of those kind of small things, and make him try and make him a better player, I hope.
Yeah, we like talking about the games, and he watches on the live stream all the time. So yeah, we like to have little discussions and talk about it.
Question number 1 we have from Stevie Simon says, Doug, for yourself, he says, when you played for Phantoms, and I guess the same for Pirates, what was your favourite team that you played against?
Well, I wouldn't say I had a favorite team. I enjoyed probably more the rinks, the different sizes of rinks. I mean, going to Bracknell was always good because of the big ice. Slough, again, they had nice ice there, fast, but there's no real rivalry. Maybe I guess Milton Keynes over the years, we discovered there was a big rivalry between us, and it was close. We had a lot of traveling fans who used to come to the away games, so that made the games a lot more interesting. And I just basically we always tried to play our best in every situation. Back in the old days, there was lots of pressure on imports. I think a lot more pressure on the imports back then. If you didn't perform, you didn't score enough goals or play well enough, they would soon send you on your way. So you had to really lot more self-pressure as well as team pressure to play your best, right? So that was always difficult, but yeah, enjoyed it though. I always thrived under pressure, and try to push myself to be the best I can.
So next question is from Millie, who wants to know from each of you, who has been the toughest opponent or teammate that you've each played against or with?
It's a tough one. There's a lot of good players in the league. Toughest player. Got to keep it to in England, I guess.
Or even Scotland, Wales, whoever.
Yeah. What's yours?
Oh, as far as toughness, I mean, I don't know if you're looking at your enforcer on your team. And, we had, back in the day, we had Mike Ware, we had McWilliams on our team. And, we had some tough guys. And then we had the guys that were probably real tough to play against. When I played against Ivan Matulik, he was always a tough competitor. Then, again, if you're looking at skilled players, Tony Hand comes to hand right away, like right at the top there. And then you go down against other imports, Ken Priestley, different players like that, Timmy Cranston, Paul Lady. There was a lot of good imports to play against, so you always had to be sharp on your game. So I think as far as toughness, there was the physical side of it and then the skilled side. So there's two sides of the coin on that one. But yeah, there was quite a few. I mean, probably too many to name, really. I mean, every game you played, you had to be sharp and you had to be ready. I think I was trying to help Corey with that too. I said, you always look at the other team's lineup, figure out who their best players are, and just compare yourself against them. And can you be better than those players or as good? And then you play hard against them. And, that's usually worked out for my game plan, but that's kind of how I looked at it.
Yeah.
So who's your tough guy to play against?
I'm not sure. Like, there are different, like, all teams kind of play different, and they do have their top guys.
Maybe the hardest goalie even, huh?
Yeah. I'm not really sure. That's a tough question. I always just try, like, doesn't matter who I'm playing against, you play the best you can. And if the guy's, like, average or really good, you play the same way. You always try your best and try outwork and beat that player. But I'd say Malash on Swindon, he's a really good import. He's a very good player. Probably not like the toughest, but skill-wise, and he can skate and shoot. Yeah, I'd probably say it's him. He's a good player.
Next question. So this question comes from Karen, who actually wants to know for Charles. She said, "Why, Corey? Why do you wear number 71?"
That's a good question. When I first came to England, I did want to wear number 7, but I think it was retired when I first went to Swindon, so I ended up just going with 71, and it's stuck ever since. I like wearing the number. It's not 7, but it works.
You could have been number 7A.
So we do have a second part as well from Karen, and she actually says, Dougie, she says, "Thank you to you for giving Charles the puck at Swindon on Saturday. Last weekend." She says, "Do you have a special puck that you kept?"
I actually don't. I probably have some. Well, we have some different pucks at home, and that we still have Corey's first puck he ever scored in Canada. The first time he scored a goal. We have that puck. I have my stick. I've got a hockey stick I keep. My 1000th goal stick they presented to me in Telford when I scored my 1000th goal for the Peterborough Pirates and Phantoms in British hockey, basically. Pucks, I think, I've never really kept too many pucks myself. But it's always nice. I think those small gestures from the players to the fans, especially the young kids, the fans. They go away smiling and happy that they've been to a hockey game, and that's a good little souvenir for them. The remembrance of that game or something. Right?
Okay. Next question we have from Clayton, who sent through Instagram asking, "What's the best thing about skating for Peterborough?" I guess that's for both of you.
For me, best thing about playing for Peterborough, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, just a little bit of history for me. Like my dad used to play, and this is kind of where I grew up and played my junior hockey. So I think that's nice. That's like my favorite thing about playing for Peterborough. Obviously the team, it's good, and coach and good players, good group of guys. But yeah, a bit of history for me.
I think it's similar as well, but I look around and it's the fans that I always thought were the key part of playing, especially British hockey. I mean, the more people you brought to your home rink, the better, right? Obviously for the club, and actually the atmosphere at that point was fantastic. I mean, when I first started in '86, never heard of it before, but there was Animal Corner. Anybody had ever come to the rink, it was a lot of younger people and a lot of boisterous support from that side of the rink. And when you're sitting on the bench and you hear your crowd support you and giving you that boost, that's usually the best part of the game. I think once the game's on, unless it's really loud, you generally don't hear the fans, like the abuse and the support or whichever, but you shut that stuff down. But when you look around and you see all the people that are enjoying it, it's at the end of the game, that's the part you see and you remember those kind of things. And that was always kind of throughout my career that was kind of special there, so that you could associate with the fans, especially after the games and stuff. It was always a good time for everybody involved.
So next question we have from Dexter, who asks, "What is or was your favourite pre-game meal?"
Right now, on game day, just kind of it's all about carbs, right? Healthy carbs, so sweet potato. I used to have a lot of pasta back in the day, but now I've kind of switched a little bit. Have like rice, potato, lots of vegetables. That's what you gotta get on game day, the fuel.
Okay, did you have anything different, or is that pretty much the same for yourself?
Well, I back in obviously when I started, pasta was the main part. I mean, we pasta all week, pasta pre-game, pasta and chicken, rice and chicken. There's a commercial, I don't know if it's ever seen over here, and that was the NHL players, Doug Gilmour and a couple of the older players that played in the NHL. They showed a big plate of pasta. They were sitting there with the pasta, and they were like a huge mountain of pasta, and they're saying carving up before a game. And then you see the new regime now coming in with a bottle. It's all in the bottle now, and they're just drinking their. You guys, it's kind of a different combination. But I mean, that's how it is now. I mean, back in the day, it was as much pass as you can eat. But as Corey says, now it's a lot smarter and a lot different angles to come towards the game, getting your cards and your energy levels up. So it's changed. But I think, yeah, chicken and passer was mine. I mean, it just goes with the times, I guess, how everything's kind of changed.
So Paul Young has asked for yourself, Doug, why were you never as quick as your son?
Thanks, Paul. I don't know. I think Corey's got longer legs than me. Be the first answer. And I would say take credit for his speed because I taught him how to skate. Yeah. But no, it's the way he trains too, and it's a quicker game, to be honest. Less puck control and more moving the puck and moving into space. And the game's changed a lot. It's evolved. The equipment's a lot lighter. You know, they're built for speed, and you know, I think over time, and we also worked together in the summers, Corey and I, in Canada over the years, power skating. So what we teach, and we're trying to bring that to the kids as well. So he's taken on board, and he's probably a better skater for it. So, right?
Yeah.
Millie has asked us as well, who was your favourite all-time NHL player? So you must both hopefully have one.
All time. I used to like Mike Modano growing up, and Joe Sakic. They could shoot the puck pretty well. They're good to watch.
Mine personally was, well, when I was younger, it was Chicago Blackhawks Bobby Hall, as I was a youngster, and then also Bobby Orr. When I first started playing hockey, I was a defenseman, and in Canada they had a record, an LP, was Bobby Orr speaking. It was a speaking album, and he would talk about hockey and go through his experience. And one idea my dad had was to put a set of headphones on me as I went to sleep, and they would put this record on, and I'd be listening as I was allegedly sleeping with this record playing in my ears. So I don't know how that influenced me or not, but that was one of those things. And then as I got older, I discovered I was watching the Detroit Red Wings, and I liked Pavel Datsyuk, one of the better players. His skill, his ability to basically go into the phone booth with three players and come up with a puck. He was such a good stick handler and mover, and he could create plays and make things happen on the ice. It's a shame when he actually retired and went back to Russia, but he was one of my favorite players as well.
I've got another two-parter now. So Ian Offers would like to know, Doug, for yourself, what was the highlight of your playing for Great Britain?
Oh, my highlight, that's an easy one. Well, I would say easy. It's a two-parter answer, I guess, because winning Pool B as underdogs going into Eindhoven. I still remember a little story there. We beat Poland, and Poland was expected to, they'd just come out of Pool A and they were expected to go straight back in the following year after it got relegated. We'd beaten them in a game, and we were getting to the elevator into the lift, and one of the Polish supporters was there, and he kept looking at us. I think it was Tim Cranston and myself, and he kept saying, shaking his head, lucky, like this, lucky. He could hardly speak English. We kept telling us we were lucky. And we figured out, yeah, he's from Poland, and we'd beaten their team, and they should have gone straight back up. But yeah, that was a really awesome tournament. I think great for Great Britain, good for us. I mean, we enjoyable time. And then the follow-on, going into Pool A, I think the highlight there, we were playing against Team Canada. I mean, looking across the rink, you got players like Joe Sakic, you got players like Luc Robitaille, Paul Correa, just to name a few, Brendan Shanahan, Rod Brindamore. And I didn't know at the end, when the game's over, they played the national anthem, the winning team, right? So we stood up, and it was all Canada, because obviously we didn't beat them, but that was a real highlight as far as playing against international teams for Great Britain.
Corey, the question that Ian asks for yourself is, what was it like to come back and play back in Peterborough, where your dad's a legend, obviously, and obviously his shirt was retired after you obviously came back to the UK?
Yeah. So yeah, I was playing for Swindon my first year, and I remember coming back to Peterborough to play against Phantoms, and yeah, I felt a little bit of pressure, but like I like I was so pumped that game. I just wanted to skate and play the best I could. It felt really good, to be honest. Like just being back in that rink, and I always tried to play my best hockey, and I would look up into the stands and see the jersey up there, and it's a good feeling. It makes me want to play better, and I did enjoy it. I think as a team we have a lot more to kind of prove and work on, and there's a lot to do, or a lot like the team needs to do to figure out, but we just got to keep working hard, and hopefully the results change. I just think just stay with us, support us, and that's the best that the fans could do to help us. But I definitely think there is more to come from the team.
Yeah, as far as what I've seen over the 4 games I was here, and then a couple of live streams, they're a young team and a lot of inexperience at the higher level, coming out of juniors and so on. And Slava's a good coach. He'll teach them well techniques and the way playing styles he wants from these guys. And it'll be a little while, but they'll start to get it together. And it's a work rate. I think they'll all start to gel together, as Corey says. They need to do that. It's hard when you at the beginning of the year, but once you figure it out and move along as a team, you'll start to get better on that front. As far as the fans and supporters, I think the more people there cheering them on, the better. I mean, like I said, they're the 6th man on the ice. They can make that noise level and increase the players' ability as far as from confidence side of it. They see their fans cheering them on and hear them, and that's all they can do. I think bums on seats, they call it, eh? Bring your friends, bring your neighbors, whoever wants to come for something new and exciting, and come watch the games. It's always good. I think as far as the venue itself, but never really changed a lot, but the atmosphere is what makes it better, right? And hopefully the fans can bring that every game, every home game.
Thank you both for taking the time to do this, and Doug, safe trip back, of course, and Corey, we'll see you at the weekend.
Yeah, thanks you. Thanks, Matt. All right, all the best to you. Take care.